Hello, everyone, and welcome to this special edition of the 88 MPH Community Call, where we will be running a special demo / AMA on the upcoming launch of our V3. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Whipper, and I'm a crypto enthusiast and an 88 MPH community volunteer. Today's call is going to be jam-packed with a lot of valuable information, so I encourage everyone to pay attention all the way to the end. As usual, a couple of reminders before we get started. Please keep your mics muted unless you're speaking. And since we're running things a little different today and not using stages, if you have any questions, please toggle your mic on and off as a way to raise your hand, so to speak, so we can let you speak. We will open up our Q&A to the audience after each segment of the demo, so if you have any questions, please write them down so you don't forget. As with tradition here at 88 MPH, we will also be closing the call with our $100 raffle giveaway in the form of 1 MPH, as well a special minted POAP for those who have attended today. So please sit back, relax, and enjoy the call. With that, I'd like to open it up to McFly, who will get us started with this special interactive demo. McFly, please kick it off.
Their internal reports, we just put affixes on top of it. So we want to make sure that everything raised is after that secure and really trade-off bits. So for this reason, it's taking a bit of time. We started this audit in the third week of July. So right now we are starting the third week of August. So it's taking a bit of time. We are sorry for that, but we prefer that than just rushing everything and after having to deal with the issue when we are on mainnet. So for this reason, we have this Rinkaby where you can test things, and we wanted to go over the main features with you guys today and answer your questions, because maybe you don't see that on a daily basis, but we are receiving a lot of direct message asking us how this thing work, what are the main differences between V2 and V3. So we wanted to go over that with you. I will share my screen, and I will go over the main features. Just to close the topics regarding why we are waiting. So this week, normally it's the end of the review from Trade-off Bits. Next week we have the final report from them. And we are targeting a launch. So I'm just here dropping some alpha. We are dropping a launch. We are targeting a launch for August 30 or August 31, according to when we will have the audit finish the final report of the Trade-off Bits. So it will depend on them. But I think we can be certain that they will finish their work this week. So after it will be just depending on the time lock. We have a 48-hour time lock to switch some stuff between V2 and V3, and after that we are good to go. So the launch will include only Aave and Compound pools. Probably we will release new assets because Compound and Aave are listing new assets on a monthly basis, basically. So we will make sure that we offer some new assets there. And after we will release week after week new assets and new adapters. So we have already audited new adapters for Cream. We have one for B protocol. And we have Harvest, of course. We have Wired, but we need to kind of update some stuff there for the Wired at least. So yeah, we will have a lot of different pools in the following weeks. So that's really exciting in terms of TVL. And as you may know, each week we are talking with a lot of different protocols, trying to build partnership with them and building synergy together. So we try our best in the back stage to build this relationship to make sure after the launch of V3 we can onboard TVL, we can produce more revenue for everyone staking MPH into the protocol. So that will take some months, of course, to build all of that. But everything is ready, and we have the right foundation to do all of that. So we are really exciting internally to work on all of that. The team is growing also. We have new arms for biz development, community management. We are running some events based on the V3. We launched yesterday the hackathon with Open DeFi on Gitcoin. You can check the current channel directly on our Discord. And we will announce also our participation as a sponsor in the ETH Global, the next one hackathon starting September 17, I think. And we will encourage everyone to integrate with 88MPH V3, and we will have the mainnet integration. So that's really exciting. So yeah, that's it.
Amazing. That's amazing. That is super awesome. And huge shout out to the team for always doing amazing work. Just a reminder before McFly gets started to share his screen and we deep dive. I see a couple people that don't have their mics muted. If you could just make sure that your mics are muted, just so that we don't get any last minute feedback while he's presenting, I'd appreciate it.
Yeah, I think you can mute also if you want. You can mute.
Yeah, I could, but if I do that, they won't be able to speak the entire. So yeah, if I do get some noise coming from them, I will mute them.
Yep. Cool. So yeah, I will go over the first user flow with you guys. I think some of you know already the Rinkeby version. Some of you don't know what we are cooking on Rinkeby. We updated a bunch of things related to the feedback we got from user interview sessions from the last weeks. And also this week, I was working, we are working with a team of lawyers in Switzerland because we, like the company, maybe you don't know that, but we have a company behind 88MPH and the company is based in Geneva. So we have the help of some lawyers there, and they were reviewing the content of the 88MPH, and they invited us to update some wording related to how we present 88MPH. So we wanted to kind of focus the wording on the fact that we are an intermediary protocol, non-custodial, fully on-chain, offering fixed yield rates by connecting end users with third-party protocol like Aave and Compound, for example. So we wanted to make this kind of things clear in the landing page, in the application, and the documentation. So I went over all of that in the last days. It's really, yeah, it was really necessary to do that, to just go out of this gray zone with regulators in Switzerland, because it could be tricky after for us if we don't do that. So we prefer to take the time also to update all of that. So closing the topics, I will share my screen and we'll go over this version on Rinkeby. Okay.
If anyone has any issues, please let me know. But you should be able to simply at the top left, you should see a watch stream button. Please go ahead and click that.
Yeah, I'm just waiting you guys to join the stream. Thanks for mentioning that, Whipper. Yeah, I think, yeah, we are all there. So
nice,
what,
right?
Yeah, what you see is the fancy fintech UI that everyone was asking us when we were still on V2, but we prefer that version also. So you can switch the mod and you can go back to the 80s and have something more, glowing, if I can say like that. So everything is up to you. If you prefer having this kind of 80s UI, you can switch directly there. We will support multi-language also. We'll start with Chinese. So if everyone here is ready to help us with translation, we will have a bunch of work for you, a bunch of bounty. Probably we will publish them on Discord and on Gitcoin, offering some MPH as a reward to help us translate all of that in as many languages as possible. We will do internally the Chinese, but after we will need you for internationalizing all of that. So yeah, it will be probably done the days after a few days after the deployment on mainnet. So that's the landing page. The idea with the landing page was mainly explaining the concept, of course, explaining the main metrics we have here, explaining how it works, what we are offering and how it works. So you probably already know these kind of things. Like the main product at 88MPH is the fixed yield rate on various assets, stablecoin and crypto like Bitcoin, Ethereum. And the thing where we wanted the most to have like your feedback was regarding the money flow, asset flow, what you need to do in a to get at the end your fixed yield and what you get by using all these protocols. So the MPH rewards, what you can do with the MPH rewards after, you can stake them, protocol revenue and governance right. You can access the liquidity mining rewards also. So yeah, we wanted to explain that here in this section. And after it was for, let's say, more advanced users who want to speculate on future yield. So we have this yield token on V2, on the current version you have on mainnet. We name it floating rate bonds. On V3, it will be really a different product, but like under the hood, a different product, but doing kind of the same thing, allowing you to speculate on the future variable yield of compound and Aave. And at the same time, you will help the protocol to reinforce the solvency for everyone. I will go over this yield token after when we'll be on the app. So yeah, that's the landing page. I will let you discover that. Maybe Whipper or Josh, we can share this link directly with the community on our Discord, on the general,
I'll post that
just
right
to let
now.
them play with. If you need, so it's on Rinkaby, guys. So you will need some Rinkaby ETH and some DAI Rinkaby. So if you ask, I think Josh can send you some Rinkaby ETH and some Rinkaby DAI, or explain directly to you how to get them. So yeah, if you want to test with us right now, don't hesitate to ping directly Josh, and he will help you with that.
Yeah, you guys can just ping me, DM me your ETH address. But remember, when you do it, if you, McFly, if you can just show on MetaMask how they'll have to switch to the Ringby network. I can send you some ETH and I can send you some DAI, so you can play along. You can do it yourself also, which is also a valuable thing. But also, if you don't know how to do it, then I can send you some.
Yep. Maybe I can share my MetaMask. I don't think I can have the extension streamed, but it's at the top of your MetaMask extension. You have a drop down with a network option. You have Ethereum mainnet and you have a Rinkaby test network. So you select the Rinkaby text network and you should be good to go. So when you are on the landing page, the first thing you will need to do is probably playing with this calculator. It's a little tool that we wanted to build to explain quickly what you can get from 88MPH. I think it's the most obvious way to explain how 88MPH works to someone. You input a certain amount here. For example, you want to deposit 10,000 DAI into 88MPH. You can do that. You can select the terms for your deposit. So it's the duration of your deposit. So it's if it's 30 days, that means your deposit will mature in 30 days. By default, it's 30 days. You will see that if you play with this input, you can increase it. And you will be able to see here some number that go down and up. Maybe I need to connect to get that. Let me connect. So we have put a disclaimer.
Wait a second, McFly. It might just be me, but
everyone more comfortable.
The screen is not streaming.
Precise some stuff. It's just to protect ourselves as developer. I know it's annoying, but it's just a one-time thing. When you connect with your MetaMask, you can switch to another wallet. You won't have to re-agree with all of that. So it's just a one-time thing. So you accept that, and after you're able to connect. So yeah, I'm connected. And if I play with that, right now you will see that the amount of fixed rate yield at maturity is increasing according to the maturity that I want. So let's say I want for a full year, I want to deposit for a full year, I go to 365 days, and you will get the amount of fixed yield you can get with this 10,000. So currently on Rinkaby, and it's the Rinkaby fixed rate yield, you get this 0.89%, so equaling 89 died after 1 year. The fixed rate yield, you will redeem it at maturity. So for this reason, we are talking about APR and not APY because it's not compounding for you. So if you want to have like more compounding effect, maybe what you can do is just selecting 7 days or 1 month, and you roll over your deposit each month. So it's something maybe for huge amount, it's smart to do that. Probably it's better to do that when we will be on Polygon or on other chains where it's cheaper to do this kind of compounding effects. I'm going back to my 1 year deposit here. You will see also that for long-term deposits, the amount of fixed yield you get is lower than a 7-day deposit. It's the main reason is the way we are computing the fixed yield we are offering to our users. We are taking the 30-day exponential moving average from the variable rate we are able to harvest on compound and Aave, and we offer a certain percentage according to your maturity from this 30-day EMA. So let's say the 30-day EMA on compound for the DAI pool is at 10%. If you select a 7-day, we will offer 75% maximum of this 30-day EMA. So that means we will offer 7.5 fixed yield rate on your DAI. If it's a deposit for 1 year, we will be less generous, more conservative in terms of fixed yield rate, and we will offer just 25% of this 30-day EMA. You will probably ask me why we are less generous for long-term deposits, because usually it's the opposite when you are like seeing this kind of product on the traditional market. Is because we don't have any reliable tools like treasury bills or things like that to generate this kind of yield on the long horizon. So we can't predict the future right now, so we are just making sure being conservative is the best way to protect everyone and stay liquid and solvent for the long term. So we will improve that when the ecosystem and 88 MPH will mature, when we have more tools to generate this kind of risk-free rate, risk-free yield. But right now it doesn't really exist. So for this reason, we are doing that. And the next APR you are seeing just next to the fixed one is the MPH one. So the MPH one is the native token of 88 MPH. You get it when you deposit DAI. When you use the protocol, you get this MPH reward. These MPH rewards are linearly vested to you over the duration of your deposit. So let's say you want to deposit for 1 year continuously, you will get some MPH over this year. So you can withdraw bit by bit this MPH along this year and do whatever you want with it. You can stake them, you can yield, you can do liquidity mining, you can sell them if you want, you can use them in other protocol as collateral. Yeah, a bunch of things that you can do with that. And it's yours. We don't have any more of this weird tokenomics that we have on V2, where you need to pay back a certain amount of your MPH rewards when you want to withdraw early or when you want to withdraw at maturity. We wanted to simplify all of that, the accountancy for everyone, so you won't have to pay back anything in V3. So what you see here is yours. So let's say for 10,000 DAI, for 1 year deposit, you will get 55 MPH, worth actually $2,946. So at the end, after 1 year, when you reach the maturity, you will get $30,000 for the 10,000 initial deposit. So that's one example with one pool we have currently on Rinkeby. Of course, on mainnet, we'll have more pool here. We'll probably support 15 different assets on Compound and Aave. Yeah, that's it. So if you are ready, we can go over the deposit user flow. And Weeper, don't hesitate to stop me if I'm talking too much.
No, it's perfect. Everything is amazing. I just wanted to stop real quick to give anyone an opportunity to jump in if they had any questions about the earlier page that you just saw. Now would be a great time to jump in before we move to the next segment. Just wait here about 15 seconds. If no one says anything, we'll just go ahead, McFly.
So this will be the next UI?
Yeah, that will be the next UI. You will be able to, if you don't like that one, you can go back to the 80s mods we have on the V2.
Because, can you hear me?
Yep.
Yeah, the old UI is a bit complicated, and yeah.
Yeah, I will show you right now the earn page. Maybe it's the next logical step for us. You can directly deposit from the landing page, so you access directly the nodal where you can input the amount you want to deposit. But maybe it's cool to go over the earn section, the earn component of the web app, where it's the new home for all your deposit on the 88 MPH v3. So it looks like that. And the main difference is the way we structure the active deposit you have. So everything will be mixed directly under each pool row. So we have the DAI compound pool. So meaning that when you deposit DAI on 88 MPH, under the hood, we are doing the intermediation with compound protocol for your DAI. So you deposit DAI. We don't accept C DAI. Not yet, at least. So you need to deposit DAI there, and us, under the hood, we take your DAI and we deposit them on Compound. Like, it's not really true. It's mainly you are doing all the process, but basically the smart contract of 88 MPH help you do all of this intermediation. So the main difference here, what you can see, is all my deposit I did in the past regarding this pool. So you can imagine when we will be on mainnet, you will have the DAI compound pool, you will have under that the USDC pool, USDT, and etc. So each pool, under each pool row, you will get the deposit related to that pool. It will be like from the feedback we got with the UX research we did in the last weeks. It worked best for everyone. At least it worked better than what we have currently on V2, where you have a component, a card where you have the fixed yield rate opportunities, and above that you have the active position, the active deposit that are kind of mixed up together. So it was for simplifying this kind of UI and having also really less amount of data displayed for each pool and each deposit. So we removed a lot of things there and just kept the big numbers, like your total deposit for this pool, the amount in the token, and the amount in the USD value, how much you can get according to the maturity you select, so up to 1.71%. So that's one for 1 month deposit, and the MPH rewards APR you can get. So that's the main data you get, and after it's for each deposit you do, you have the maturity, when they will reach the maturity, the amount you deposited, the amount of the fixed yield rate you got, the same for the MPH, and after here you have like some call to action to manage your each deposit. So there is the possibility to top up your deposit, to withdraw early. So topping up a deposit is basically adding more token into this deposit without modifying the maturity. So the duration will stay the same. This one mature in 70 days. you will get the same maturity, but you can increase the amount of money you are depositing there with the fixed yield rate of the day when you top up. I will go over that after, and the withdrawal is just the withdrawal where you withdraw the initial deposit. You will get some penalty for withdrawing early. We'll talk about that right after. But basically, that's it. That's how it looks with V3, and we wanted to onboard new users with this get started component here, just to kind of help them understand what they need to do to fully leverage the potential of 88 MPH. So first thing, you deposit some crypto, you get this fixed yield rate plus MPH token. You can claim your MPH, you can do some stuff with your MPH, and you can, for example, stake them. So that's the main user flow for everyone, I think, who will use 88 MPH for the first time. So if we go over this user flow, first thing first, you need to click on the deposit button. You need to select your pool where you want to deposit. So let's say I want to deposit on the DAI using the Compound protocol. I want to deposit, let's say, 100 DAI. The duration, so maturity, so it's the duration of your deposit. So when we want this deposit to end, me, I like to have 1 year deposit, so it will be mature August 19th, 2022. So 1 year deposit. This is the yield you will get for that maturity. So when you are playing with this, I can name that a slide. You will see that the fixed yield rate is updating, and of course the MPH rewards, the total you will get. So feel free to play with that to see how much you get. But we wanted to have really something visual there that is kind of densifying the interface where you have the summary of what you get by using 88 MPH with this kind of things that make it easy, according to me, to understand what's going on with your money after. So it's all you will get at maturity with 88 MPH. So for 1 year, I will get, for 100 DAI, I will get $130 of yield at the end, like the total I will get at the end. So it's $30 of yield. And it is just a reminder of what we are, how we do things. So just to remind everyone that, it's a non-custodial tool, and it's your responsibility to take care of your funds there. We don't have any control of what's happening with your fund. It's because it's you controlling everything. So we can't cancel something for you on your behalf or stuff like that. So I will just confirm this deposit, and after I will go over Weeper to see if there is some questions.
Yeah, for sure. Guys, while we're waiting for the transaction that's pending to confirm, oh, it just confirmed. If you have any questions, please feel free to jump right in. We want to make this as interactive as possible.
So yeah, feel free to cut me if you want to jump in with questions. So my deposit was done, the confirmation is okay. So the deposit, my 100 DAI deposit is adding up there. Everything here is listed according to the maturity. So the deposit that will be mature soon are at the top of the list. We got some feedback regarding how we can filter that. So probably we will have some filter here to filter them by the amount of deposit, for example, or the amount of yield you get. We will iterate on that after. So Yeah, let's say right now that you did a mistake, or you need this die for doing something else somewhere else. What you can do is withdraw early. So we'll go over that. The withdraw early, the main thing to know, and we are announcing it when you deposit, it's that there is this early withdrawal fee of 0.5%. So that means if I want to withdraw, I will take another deposit of, let's say, this one, 10 die. I want to withdraw it early, so it's not yet mature. You will have this penalty of 0.05 die on your initial deposit. And the fixed yield is forfeited. So it's stay in 88 MPH protocol, generating yield for everyone staying on 88 MPH. So you will get back your money, your initial money, minus this 0.5%. So I deposited 10 die initially. I will get back 9.95 die on this deposit. So, and this early withdrawal fee, we are not keeping it for ourselves. We are distributing this fee to NPH stakers. So it's part of a protocol revenue stream.
So does that
I'm
mean
confirming
there's a new protocol revenue stream features in the V3?
Yeah, exactly. That thing is new. We don't count on it for making to make everything profitable at 88 MPH, but it's adding like a bit of stream to the protocol revenue for sure. Like if you think someone wants to withdraw only $1 million deposit, it will be already $5,000 to distribute to the community. So that's cool. So I did the withdrawal early. So right now the money is back in my wallet. The thing I wanted to mention also, maybe regarding what happened into a transaction, just to show you quickly how we represent your deposits on 88 MPH. Each deposit on 88 MPH, it's represented by a ERC 721. So basically it's an NFT. This NFT, we use it as a key to store the amount you deposited, the duration of your deposit, and how much we owe you at the end when your deposit will be mature. So you can think it as a micro database where we store this kind of data. You own it, so it's your key to access your deposit on 88 MPH. So that's really important. But if you want to withdraw your funds, you don't sell this NFT on OpenSea, for example. That will be a mistake if you want to withdraw at maturity. So don't do that. But you can transfer it, of course, if you want to. You don't want to withdraw it, but you want to do something else. You want to give it to someone else. You can do that, of course. The other ERC 721 you see here is the vested MPH. So this thing is an NFT. We will go over this right now. So how to claim your MPH rewards. It's fairly simple. You have a big button here, claim all the MPH rewards available right now, or you can go deposit by deposit. So if you go deposit by deposit, you will see the amount, the full amount you get with that deposit in terms of MPH rewards. What amount you claim so far, and the current claimable amount. So if I want to claim that, it's just a transaction. You need to pay that transaction. If you have a lot of deposit like me, the thing, like if you have like this list of deposits, you have 20 different deposits, it will cost you a lot of money if you want to withdraw one by one. So it will be preferable to go there and you just pay one transaction. So everything is packaged into this transaction and you will withdraw all the current claimable MPH rewards accessible for you.
Sorry, so there's only one set of gas fees if you have a series of deposits?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, that's really cool. It was not the case before. Like we iterated a lot on that to make things really less expensive for you guys. hopefully we'll be able to move on other chains right after to make things even cheaper after. Going back there, so this NFT MPH reward representing your vested MPH, you basically don't need to know that it's an NFT. It's really easy for you to interact with it directly into the UI. It's just to mention that your vested MPH, they are NFT that are transferable. So the same way you can transfer them to someone else, and the streaming, the vesting will continue with the new owner. So here you have the deposit balance, you have the amount of fixed rate yield earned so far. So what you get at maturity, but that's the let's say this is the promised fixed yield rate you will get at the end. You have your balance of MPH here, and you see another tier XMPH. We'll go over that when we'll talk about the staking of MPH to get the protocol revenue and governance right. I wanted to go over one quick stuff for the top-up. So top-up, as I explained before, is you are adding more money to already existing deposit without updating the maturity. So it stays the same maturity, but you want to add more money. Let's say you want to add this amount to this deposit. You will get the new fixed yield rate of the day. But of course, the total deposit fixed yield rate you will get for the whole amount in that deposit, the old initial deposit plus the new deposit, it will create an hybrid fixed yield rate. So we are showing you that here, and same for everything, like the yield you will earn, the amount withdrawable at maturity. Of course, you get some MPH rewards on top of that. So everything is updated with the details regarding the top-up amount and the total deposit amount. So if you want to do that right now, we can do it. So depending on the maturity, what is left in terms of duration in the deposit, things are like the difference between the two are more or less important. So that's done. And
McFly, I'm just going to pause real quick to open the floor up to anyone that has any questions. Please feel free to jump in. I know that we're covering a lot here, and I hope that everyone is excited as we are. I, for one, can say that I absolutely love the look and feel. It looks so super awesome. But if you did have any questions, please feel free to jump on in before we continue forward.
Yep. I'm unmuting some of you guys. Feel free to, if you want to chat with us, feel free to speak right now. Or if you can turn off your mic, would be awesome.
Hey, OX Underground, would you mind to mute your mic, please?
Oh, sorry, I didn't know it was on.
It's okay.
Sorry.
No problem. Cool. So if nobody has any question, I will just continue over being quick on the last part with the deposit. And feel free to interrupt us if you have any questions for us. So one thing we introduced in the V3 is an experiment regarding how we can mix DeFi product with creative content and NFT. You can think about it as, let's say right now we are doing some airdrop. We are airdropping to you guys some nice NFT, nice video loop done by Visual Dawn, Man with No Name, or Warakami, for example, some artists we were working with them in the past. For your information, right now, they are all cooking new collection for us. And basically, the deal with them is we are inviting this artist and their community to to create some creative content and mix it directly with a deposit, earning fixed yield rate and MPH rewards. So you can think about, like, let's say Visual Dawn will cook a new loop with a nice DeLorean for us. If you are the owner of this new loop, you can basically think about it as a piece of content created by Visual Dawn, but at the same time is earning fixed yield rate for you and MPH rewards. So it's not the big innovation, but it's really a cool thing to see, and there is a ton of use cases that we can explore. We will explore also on Polygon with our friends at Comif. Comif is a game, a spaceships game on Polygon. We will explore how we can mix the fixed yield we are offering on 88MPH with their in-game assets. So you can think about crazy things you can do with these kind of things. But it's still experimental right now. I don't want to just sell you a snake oil, but it's really cool, really excited by that. And the thing is, if you think about like the marketing side of all of that, you open an access to a lot of different community who don't know anything about DeFi, who don't know anything about financial product, but they care deeply about creative content, about in-game assets. And if you can offer them a really cool way to mix creative content with financial product, we can open like new universe for us. So it's really where I want to experiment. We want to experiment. So yeah, just showing you how it works. So
can anybody attach any image to any deposit?
Yeah.
Awesome.
So you need to be the owner of a deposit, of course.
Sure.
But yeah, you can attach whatever image you want. Currently, we are supporting. If I don't mistake what we support, we are supporting the GIF, of course,
cool.
format, the GPV format, and the PNG. We will try to find a way to support the MP4 because it would be really nice to have video loop. And
are these listable on OpenSea and Rarible?
Yeah, you will be able to see them directly on OpenSea and Rarible.
Very cool.
And mentioning that, by default, also, we will. There is a guy who participated in the Gitcoin bounty we have for the last Open DeFi hackathon, and he created something where for each deposit, we will create by default SVG image that we will attach directly on each metadata of each deposit. So by default, you will have a nice image directly popping up on your wallet, on Rainbow Wallet or Trust Wallet or whatever you are using. So it won't be the gray image that you have currently. So that's really cool. So the way it will work, you will access the customization of metadata for each deposit, or you will do it directly here. We will add an option here before launching on mainnet. It's already ready, but we just need to plug things here by deploying a new pool. So probably we'll deploy a new pool on Rinkeby, but everything will be already also on mainnet. The other way to do it currently on Rinkeby is when you did the deposit, after you have this NFT call to action, you click on it, it opens this model where you can directly customize the metadata of each deposit. So you see here, I did one. It's a test. I will try to find one where I don't have anything yet. Let's try this one. Yeah, this one is empty. So this one, there is nothing. The metadata is just like the default one we have currently on 88MPH v3. I want to customize the name. I want to customize the image attached to this NFT deposit. So this thing is currently earning fixed yield. So I will do just basic stuff, not being fancy. I will add a random image. I will find here. Let me check what I have. Don't look at my image. Let's see. Oh, we can use that one. So that's the POAP for today, guys. If you want to claim it, you can deal with that with Josh. So that's my NFT test. The image is this one. I need to input a description. So this is mandatory when you want to customize all of that. You need to put a name, the image, and the description. You can add more attributes to the metadata of your NFT deposit. So let's say you want to add the creator of this. So that's McFly. You can add another one if you want. We will add something like date. And that's it. This one is optional. So I'm updating the NFT metadata. What happened under the hood is this thing will be directly stored on IPFS. So IPFS will allow you to address permanently this metadata. We will see how we can improve the permanent storage of all of that. Can you repeat that?
BD and everything.
Is that a question, or is that someone mistakenly not muted?
Maybe just
yeah, sounds like it.
So yeah, we will improve the way we can permanently store that. Probably there is cool things with NFT storage. If you don't know this project, check here. NFT storage. They offer cool stuff. They work with IPFS and Filecoin. It's really a cool project. We will see how we can leverage their services after, see how we can do better things regarding permanent immutable storage and addressing. But because that's a real topic with NFT. So I will update the NFT metadata. I need to wait a bit to upload the things. So it's quick for this one. I confirm the transaction. And you will need to wait some minutes before being able to see the update on OpenSea or Rarible. So yeah, that's the main limitation. Is not immediate when you update the metadata of one NFT. It need to be first uploaded on IPFS, and after the node on IPFS need to relay this information to everyone, and OpenSea need to be aware that there is an update for your NFT. So yeah, expect some minutes of wait before seeing all of that on OpenSea. So yeah, we wanted to have this simple UI to allow you guys to do all of that. So you can imagine things where an artist want to do something a bit special. We will try our best we are in contact with some community of artists. So we'll try our best to onboard as many artists after. We don't want to become OpenSea, of course, but it's just to have like funny campaigns or just hanging out with cool communities and just doing funny things. So yeah, it's not our focus. It's not for riding any wave. We are using NFT since the beginning, but we wanted to add this feature since a long time. For your information, on V2, this thing was already available, but it was only the multi-sig of the governance treasury who was able to sign the transaction to change the metadata. So wasn't really user-friendly. So we wanted to allow that for everyone. Yeah, that's it, guys.
That's amazing. Did anyone else want to jump in with some questions, comments, feedback, anything related to what you've just seen today?
How do you kind of see the XMPH being, how do I say, traded? Will there be a liquidity pool for that, or will that be a separate issue?
So the XMPH, we can think about like probably there will be some pools where you can trade them. It's a ERC20, so you can use them. What we weren't thinking too much about building liquidity for the XMPH in itself. We wanted to allow more use cases regarding collateral, using them as collateral on Cream or Rari Capital, for example, to borrow against them. So that's the cool use case we want to follow. But yeah, why not creating? Of course, why not creating liquidity for XMPH too?
Why would XMPH be better for collateralizing than MPH?
Because you will still be earning directly the staking rewards. So you won't need to unstake to use your MPH to do something else somewhere else.
Cool. So you can yield whilst collateralizing for more yield.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Basically, being a bit more capital efficient with all of that.
Mm-hmm.
That's the main thing. Going back to, feel free to interrupt me, guys. I just see that it's already an hour, and we just do the deposit. I will go quickly on the other things. So, Whipper, you want me to go over the stake, maybe?
Yeah, let's get into the stake. I was gonna say if the call goes too long, we can always do like sort of like a version 2 of this or episode 2. But I think this is really cool. I think that we should keep going into stake, but I'll leave it up to your discretion.
Cool. Yeah, I have some time. Cool. So stake, it's the new system where we'll share the protocol revenue with you guys. So just a reminder regarding what we are doing with the protocol revenue. We are sharing 100% of the protocol revenue with MPH stakers. So that will be still the case with the V3. The stream of revenue, there is the stream coming from the early withdrawal fee, the 0.5% we were talking about just before. There is the fee taken on the fixed yield rate we are offering to our users. So it will be 20%. It's computed at the deposit time, but the effective fee will be applied at the withdrawal time. So it's 20% of the fixed yield rate we are offering to our users. So at the end, it won't cost you any money on the initial capital. It's for this reason I was insisting on that, just on the interest paid out. And the last revenue is from what you see here. When we are using under the hood Compound and Aave, these protocols have governance token. So we are harvesting this governance token on your behalf, and we are redistributing them as protocol revenue on a bi-weekly basis. The main differences between B2 and V3 regarding the protocol revenue is we discontinue the rewards paid in DAI, we will do a buyback mechanism. Basically, it's kind of the same. It's like a no dilution stock dividend, if you can think about it this way. So you will get more MPH, and this MPH is not something that is newly minted. It's not adding up in the total supply of MPH. It's just it's just a buyback mechanism. So we are buying back from the market some MPH on a bi-weekly basis. So currently, the amount of protocol revenue we have on a weekly basis is around between 8,000 and 10,000 DAI each week, depending on the week. So you can think if we stay with the same TVL of $25 million right now on V3, we will be able to harvest approximately $14,000 worth of revenue on a bi-weekly basis. And we will distribute this MPH on the staking pool. So at the end, when we put this little sentence here, XMPH is fully composable token, continuously compounding. when you unstake, you will receive all the originally deposited MPH and any additional from the protocol running. So that means that your MPH balance at the end will be higher when you withdraw, when you unstake. So here what you see is your XMPH balance, the value in MPH you have for this balance, and the variable APR. So currently it's 0 because we are not harvesting anything. But yeah, you will see the details here. The total revenue to distribute in MPH. So it will be increasing in real time, and you will see the next distribution date. So currently it's 1970, but it will be like 2021, of course. So let's do one stake. I have this amount of MPH right now in my wallet. I want to stake all, so it's really straightforward. And everything you see here is really similar to what SushiSwap is doing. When you use Sushi, you can stake Sushi for X Sushi. Basically, MPH is using the same model as SushiSwap, so we are not reinventing the wheel here. And the UI is really similar also to what SushiSwap is doing. So I'm staking them. So yeah, nothing fancy. It will update soon. And there is no lockup. You can unstake when you want. There is no cooldown period. Like the current discussion we have in the community for updating you guys on that. So there is some internal discussion. There is some public discussion in the forum regarding what we can do with all the governance token we are harvesting from Aave, Compound, Harvest, and whatever other protocol we will use. There is some discussion regarding meta governance. So why not keeping a certain percentage of this token to have a say in the third-party protocol we are using? Let's say maybe we want to list XMPH on Compound or Aave sometime, like in 1 year, 2 years. Maybe we'll have a bunch, like we'll have a set of staked Aave that give us some governance power on this third-party protocol. So we can also think about some of you who want to delegate their comp or their staked Aave to 80 MPH to have a say in this third-party protocol. Yeah, there is this kind of discussion currently happening in Discord, in the forum, internally also at 88 MPH, to see how we can use this governance token in a smart way and not just dumping them to buy more MPH. So yeah, we will do some discussion. We'll publish some proposal. Probably what we can do, like is on top of my head. It's each on a bi-weekly basis, having a vote, a signal on Snapshot, and asking the community how much we want to keep, how much we want to sell on the market to buy back some NPH. Another thing we can do with all the fees, so there is the protocol fee also here included. So the protocol fee means that we will be able to harvest 20% of the interest paid out in DAI, USDC, USDT, WBTC, staked ETH, Link, and all the assets we are using. So you can imagine that some of them are probably useful to create some reserve for the protocol, to capitalize more the governance treasury, to diversify basically our treasury. So probably you will see some proposal regarding treasury management, and we can use also some of this revenue to start earning a certain percentage of the liquidity on Sushi, the liquidity we can have on Bancor or on Uniswap. Maybe you are users of other protocol who are starting doing that. I think it's really an important topic for the following months for us guys. Really being the owner of our own liquidity as a protocol is really important. Because for long term, we will always struggle to find a way to incentivize people to be liquidity providers. So if we think long term, we need to take care of that right now and maybe probably redirecting a certain percentage of the total revenue of 88 MPH to own and to build bit by bit this liquidity owned by the protocol. So yeah, we will see. Like, it's just an idea right now, but it's some discussion we need to have in the following weeks after V3 launch. Yeah, talking about liquidity, you don't see any farm section on the Rinkeby, but if you switch back to mainnet, you will see it. It's just we deactivated it on Rinkeby because we didn't deploy anything there, but it looked like that. So you will select the liquidity pool you want to be in, and you will deposit the amount of LP token you have, and you will see what you can get with that. So yeah, it's fairly a bit similar than what you have on the staking component. Yeah, and like, I'm reading some of your comments, guys, by like writing comments on general. Yeah, meta governance, I think, is really important topics. And basically, we weren't we were like really focused on building things, and we are sorry to don't be able to attack all the different things we should take care of. But it's Mathieu Baril. Mathieu Baril is an advisor for 88 MPH. He's the lead partnership at Zapper. So he's helping a lot, thinking a bit long term for everything. And he was starting triggering this kind of discussion internally. And after we put some discussion on the forum regarding meta governance. And yeah, and it's a long-term play. Like, imagine what DeFi will be in 5 or 10 years. It could be like a huge thing, and it's smart. Like, we are on mainnet since the light 8 months. It's our 9th month right now. It's still early for us, but we need to think about all of that, because in 2 years, 3 years, it will really matter, I think. So yeah, that's really important. So I'm going back to Rinkeby. You can still hear me, guys, huh?
Yeah, loud and clear, perfectly.
Cool. So going quickly on the other stuff, you have a statistic page. So just, yeah, I wanted to mention that we got a lot of help from Zeph. Zeph is in the chat right now, I think. It helped us a lot with the front-end development. So thank you, Zeph, for all the big chunk of work you did for us. Me, I was mainly doing UI stuff, so building HTML, CSS things, and Zeph was like plugging together everything between the subgraph, the smart contracts, and the UI. So a big thank you to Zeph, and he did an amazing job with all of that. And the analytics part, he handled all of that alone. So yeah, it's really a nice job. So what you see on the stat page, you have the total supply, like things that's like the main matrix, of course. But what's really important for us to kind of monitor what's happening in the 88 MPH protocol is related to MPH liquidity, asset TVL, but really interesting things is regarding that, like funded interest expense. So what does that mean is the amount of interest that we need to pay out to our users that are not yet funded by yield token. So the yield token is this famous floating rate bonds we have currently too. So on V3, we named them yield token, and the yield token, basically, we are allowing someone to buy the amount of fixed yield we need to pay out to a depositor. So what does it mean if someone buys the yield token? It means that the solvency of 88 MPH is really hugely improved, and it makes everything healthier in the ecosystem. So if you see something close to 0, that means that is really something where there is not a lot of interest that we need to pay out already funded by a yield token. If you see it close to 100%, that means that it's really good, and there is a lot of yield token buyers. That's the historical fixed rate yield we are promising to our users. So it's a historical one, and it's based on this famous 30-day exponential moving average. So you see here, basically it's the end of the mini bear market we got in May, June, July, and it's starting to jump again and being fairly more generous over the last days. But keep in mind that this thing is wink heavy, so it's not like the real market. Estimated net interest margin. This thing is basically the profitability rate at MPH. If you are above zero, that's a good sign. If you are below zero, that means that we are not really good at making business. And it's basically a metric that a lot of banks are using to assess the profitability of what they are offering in terms of interest, what they promise to their end users, and what they keep for them. So if that's really healthy, if we continue like that on mainnet, that will be a really good sign for everyone. And the loan loss provision is basically an estimate of how much loss reserve we need to build in order to be able to guarantee at 100% the liquidity and the solvency of ATT&PH at any moment in the future. So that's also an important metric. But doesn't mean if we are here for it doesn't mean if we are just half, if we have a loss reserve half this amount, but doesn't mean it's a bad news. It doesn't mean that it's a bad news. Just mean that if there is some liquidity issue or solvency issue, we will be able to respond to it just with 50% capacity. So it's just a temporary event, but it could happen. So we need to be close to 100% each time to be really making everyone comfortable using ATT&PH. But you can, in the real world, like in the traditional finance world, there is, as far as I know, there is no bank in the world having 100% loss reserve, loss provision for everything. So it's more like being around 20-30%. It's already a healthy metric. MPH supply distribution is related to where is the currently MPH. So you will have the details regarding that. There is community, there is different, there is of course the staked MPH, the XMPH. Basically it's telling you where the MPH supply is currently stored. The staking rewards is the amount of money we are distributing, and the earning ratio, price earning ratio, is just the usual things you see everywhere related to does it make sense to buy MPH right now according to how much dividends we are distributing. And this is a new chart regarding who is holding what amount of XMPH. And the last part, and I kept that for the end, is the yield token part. So I will try to don't talk too much and just present you the overview of all of that without diving into the details. But basically, the yield token is an asset, an instrument allowing you to be leverage longing variable yield on third-party protocol like Compound, Aave, Wire, whatever we are using. What does it mean? That means that, let's say right now, the yield we are offering on ATT&PH is 4% fixed year rate. The variable yield you get currently on Compound is around 6 or 7%. You see that in the next following weeks, next following month, you think that the market will be highly leveraged. So a lot of different actors will borrow money to leverage their position, to be more exposed to a long position on the market. So that means there will be a lot of borrowing demand on Compound. What does it mean? That means that the variable yield rate on Compound will increase a lot. So you are longing the variable rate yield you can get from Compound. So that's what leverage long mean for the market rate on third-party protocol like Aave and Compound. Also, if you think about someone with highly leverage using the DAI pool of compound, this borrower, it can hedge his borrowing cost by buying the yield token, thinking that the yield token will generate a lot of yield for him, because the yield token is an instrument for earning the variable yield of the deposit of 88 MPH users. So how does it look? Is this way. You see here, you have the different yield token opportunity with the different pool we will support on 88 MPH. So we have the DAI compound pool right now. So you see here the different opportunity we have. We have a yield token worth $4. So it's denominated like that's the amount of token, of yield token, CDAI yield token. So that's not the dollar value, the 10,000. The dollar value is right under $4. This amount of yield token, if you buy this $4, this yield token will allow you to earn the variable yield rate on $10,000. So the 10,000 DAI you see here is someone, a depositor on 88 MPH, who used this section of the page. So it can be you or me. We deposited 10,000 DAI, let's say 2 days ago. So on the yield token side, it appears here in that list, and it's listed with the cost. So I was with this one. So the cost is $4, and basically the price of the yield token is according to the amount of fixed yield, a fixed rate yield we are promising to the end user, to the depositor. So this depositor depositing 10,000 DAI, he will earn a 4%, $4 worth of fixed yield. So the maturity is short. It's ending in less than 1 week. So for this reason, it's a little amount. So you can see here, for example, there is another yield token opportunity costing this time $585. So this $585, if you spend that amount of money to buy this yield token, it will allow you to earn the variable yield rate of this 10 million deposit. So it's a speculation. If you are bullish on the variable yield rate you can get in the following days before the end of the maturity of this deposit, so it's ending September 8th. So you have a few weeks, a few days to generate as much yield as possible on compound with that deposit of 10 million DAI. So currently, the supply APY on compound for the DAI pool is at 4.5%. It's Winkedy data. Keep that in mind. If you're feeling bullish, you can play with that slide and see what will be the impact of your investment if you buy that yield token of $585. So you can have crazy APY, crazy ROI, with that kind of tools. So keep in mind that here it's Winkeby data, so you probably won't have that on mainnet. But yeah, it's allow you to play with it and see the estimated return you can get on your investment. So let's say you have an investment of $4, you will be able to generate a return on investment of 151%. Plus, you will get some MPH reward for being participant in this yield token market. So currently here you see it's really little, but it's because we didn't apply a lot of MPH reward to this pool yet, but it will be probably according to what we already did on 88 MPH V2, it will be around maybe 20 or 30%. At the beginning, we will see how it will go, and after we can decide together what we want to incentivize there. But so this slide here is just to display the return on investment according to the market sentiment you have for the third-party lending protocol we are using under the hood. So if you think that the DAI on compound, the borrowing demand will be higher in the following days, you are bullish. So you expect a bigger return. If you feel bearish, you can think, okay, how much I can get if, for example, the amount of supply APY on compound is half of what it is today. So let's say 2.2%. So you will have a negative ROI if you buy this yield token at $4 right now. If the market rate on compound is decreasing by 50%. So you play with that and you make your estimate and you see if it's worth it buying it right now according to your sentiment regarding the market rate, the future market rate. So it's a speculative tool. You can earn a lot or you can lose your money. So keep that in mind. It's not a guaranteed return, but it's really a useful tool if you want to speculate on this kind of financial product. It's really different from what you have, we name it yield token, but it's fairly different from what you have on Pender or Element Finance. Is definitely working differently. So just keep that in mind. So it's not we can compare it. So if I want to buy that one, for example, I will buy the $4 one because I don't have enough DAI for the other one. So I will just be neutral regarding the market. I will just put it here. So I expect a 57% ROI with some MPH reward on top of that. I will buy it. I will buy the full amount. So the full amount is 10,000 CDAI yield token. So keep in mind that the cost is $4. So
can you mute the TV for 2
like
seconds?
you see here, there is maybe a little issue
Can you mute
with
it for
the
2
content
seconds?
because I have $4 here and here I have just...
Give me like 2 seconds, right? Sorry.
Yeah, there is a little issue here. We will update that. So right now I will pay that amount of DAI. I will be able to earn a floating rate yield on 10,000 DAI for the duration of the underlying deposit I'm funding. Plus the cost, this cost, it will be added on top of the yield that will be generated. So if I'm financing this amount, if I'm financing, for example, I'm buying a yield token related to a deposit of 10,000, on top of the 10,000,
Okay, so you can unmute
you
now.
will earn
Thanks.
some variable yield on the cost of this yield token.
He's talking longer than I thought. I was
It's
going to just
really
say one quick
capital
thing.
efficient for you to really adding up to the yield.
Yeah, give me 1 minute. Sorry.
MPH reward, we don't have anything showing here. It's just a little decimal. We'll need to add more decimal maybe. So what I expect to earn at the end is this amount, $6. So let's see if I can do it.
Whilst we're waiting for that
That's
to
with the yield token. So
sorry.
keep in mind that it's a speculative tool allowing to leverage long variable yield rate on compound and AVE. At the same time, it can allow you, if you are a borrower on this kind of third-party protocol, to hedge your borrowing cost if you are bullish.
You can play.
And from our side, why we are doing all of that? Because it helps us improve the solvency of everything we are doing at 88MPH and basically making this thing work in whatever market condition. So that's really an important tool. It's one layer in the de-risking mechanism we have in place at 88MPH.
Yeah.
The main one is being sure that we are not too generous in terms of fixed yield we are offering to our end users. So that's related to the interest oracle we are using. So it's an in-house interest rate oracle. And the second one, the main one, is also the yield token to make everyone being sure at the end you can withdraw your money plus the fixed rate yield we promised at the beginning. And I'm done, guys. I will stop talking.
That was absolutely
you
amazing,
pause, please?
McFly. Thank you so
Sorry.
much. As you can see, guys, there's that was a beautiful deep dive into what you can expect. Obviously, a lot more pools to come and some different functionality, but that was amazing. Thank you so much, McFly. I want to open this up real quick. I know we're running a little bit late on time, but if you had any questions, please feel free to jump in right now. And if not, we're going to end the presentation and we're going to ask everyone to jump back into the general chat so you can get the minted POAP that we're going to do for everyone.
We're trying to do a little bit of a different spin on this one, and if you would like the POAP, you can go to the general channel and you can reply to my comment with your favorite feature from the V3 tutorial that you've seen today. So something that you're most excited about from what you've just seen, if you reply to my comment in the general channel, then I will send you a POAP. And then, yeah.
Cool.
Thanks for that. We will also be concluding with our traditional raffle. Going to ask everyone to put in a number between 1 and 50 once only in the general chat for your chance to win a $100 raffle of 1 MPH to one lucky winner today. So please go ahead once you've finished commenting for your POAP. We'll run our raffle. Josh, if you can give me a hand, just help me find the winner. McFly, if you can drop the number in our personal chat, that'd be amazing.
Sorry, I forgot. Tom.
Perfect, thank you.
Yeah, of course, but it's just yeah. Although you're right, I don't really have a right to be getting on about Fizz moving on, do I?
Not really, no. But you do have a right to find it weird.
Okay, guys, we're going to give you guys another 15 to 20 seconds here before we close out the raffle.
I don't really fancy schlepping into town, you know, I'm a bit tired.
Oh yeah, well too, but I was really looking forward to it.
Yeah, so was I.
Okay. Actually, I'd be happy to go to sleep now. Totally thank
Okay, guys, and it's closed. I'm announcing the winner in the chat.
Hey.
All right, everybody, I want to thank everyone for coming out and enjoying this special V3 demo that we produced for everyone. Please stay in touch in our Discord, in our Telegram channels. Stay up to date with what's happening in Twitter. Thanks, everyone, for coming out. Have a wonderful day. We will see you guys on the next one.
Yeah, and just for your information, I distributed the prize 101 MPH to Muir, if I pronounce it correctly. So 1 MPH is a project we are running in partnership with itchy.org. Itchy is a tool that allows community to mint their own stablecoins backed by USDC and the native token of the 88 MPH, the MPH token. You have currently a staking program in place where you can yield farm some Itchy token on top of your 1 MPH. So feel free to visit itchy.org and you will see it's amazing. There is already 1 million 1 MPH in circulation. We weren't expecting that, but that's really cool, and we are definitely going to explore new use cases with that, and mainly opening a landing tool with fixed yield rates for the 1 MPH. So keep your 1 MPH close to you.
Also, we have recorded this entire community call, the visuals as well, so we'll be able to post that on YouTube if you'd like to look it back.
Yep. Thanks, guys. Thanks, everyone. Thanks for your patience. Thanks for joining us, and see you next week.
Actually,